This is Deck of the Week. It's your boy Smoke Packs back at it again with another one. This time I have a classic OG build of mine, one of my favorites. It's Atli Palani Nest Tender. We're making eggs and we're just throwing big boys out there, okay? It's just how it goes. Now, come with me, follow along as I take you into my deck tech of the week. Okay, so who are we and what are we doing? We're going a little hybrid here with the camera and all that. Atli Palani Nest Tender is a 4-drop, Naya, 2/3 human shaman. You can pay 2, tapper, create a 0/1 green egg creature token with Defender. That's all nice, and if you give her haste, it's even better. It's twice as nice. Her bottom ability, though, is what we're really playing for and what strategizing around this deck with. When an egg you control dies, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom in a random order. So we're just like lottering through our deck, you know, playing solitaire, getting big boys on the field, and then cycling through that whole chamber. She's really nasty, and if you can keep her from being removed or get into a specific combo, you can just throw out your whole deck and end the game. So we're gonna dive into what we're doing here. I think I want to start out real quick with our eggs, the highlights of what we're doing. Now, really, if you wanted to go hardcore in this build, you don't want to put in a lot of eggs. You want to have like probably as little as possible. But I kind of like having fun watching me kill my eggs, cycle through my deck, landing on an egg, killing the egg again, cycling through. It's kind of more fun thing for me. So we have some changelings and like some like colorless creatures who just kind of technically count but aren't eggs, like our metallic mimic, our mysterious egg, which is really only counts for mutate, but it's just a cheap 1-drop colorless egg, which is just good mana fixing. Universal Automaton again is kind of filling that similar role. Palani's Hatcher is a new egg support card, I'd say. Other dinos have haste, and when it enters, create 2 0/1 green egg dinos, so it's Atli Palani, but plus an extra cost of 1. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 1 or more eggs, you have the auto egg sack ability now too with this, which is good. It's engine. And you get to create a 3/3 green dino beast creature token. I think it's just funny. It's a good engine. It's not like too broken. You can go dummy hard on this build if you really want and so choose. Mirror Entity is a really, again, funny card, and it's going to turn your commander into an egg, so you get a little bit extra juice. And if you have tokens and stuff out, you pay Mirror Entity's ability for 0 until end of turn. Creatures you control have base power and toughness XX. Since it's an X ability, we chose 0. Everything's going to turn into an egg, have all abilities basically, have all creature types. Eggs with that. They'll have 0 health, so they're going to die. But egg triggers will happen on the stack, and that's just what you do with Mirror Entity. It's really funny. You can go dummy nuts. Nesting Dragon, again, is our kind of other egg generator with Landfall. This is from a Lord Windgrace precon. It's a good card. I think it commands a high price too because of the egg deck and just Landfall in general, being a dragon. Just when a land enters, you get a 0/2 red dragon egg, and then when that egg dies, it flips into a 2/2 red dragon creature with flying that has pay 1 red to give it +1. We call that Fireball, I believe, in the MTG community, okay? So, those are our eggs: Smoldering Egg, Rock Egg, and Dragon Egg. Something is behind here. It's like a dollar bill. It's swirl. Ruck Egg are our actual real eggs. We don't really need to have these in here. They're just kind of there, and when they die, they turn into other things similar to what Nesting Dragon creates with its eggs. And yeah, it's fire breathing, Dan, right?
For what?
When you pay red, when you pay red, give a creature +1 like a dragon shit. Isn't that called fire breathing?
Oh yeah, it's called fire breathing.
Oh, Tarian Mauler was our secret egg. My bad, guys. I want to get into the other big boys. Is again our other secret egg, and he's kind of formidable even if he stays on the field because every time a player who's an opponent casts a spell, he gets a +1 counter, and people kind of seem to forget about it. Now, I'm gonna show off camera so we don't spoil too much of what's in here. We have our Praetor Phyrexian kind of cycle, just little big chunky boys. Zorpin Drell Hunger Dominus. He's just really good because he is giving our creatures he's doubling our creatures' power at combat and making them big and game ending. and we could give him an indestructible counter, so he sticks around and just kind of provides us that pressure. Urbrask the Hidden is just our haste enabler, makes our creatures on our opponent's end come in tapped. It's good. Vorinclex is a mana tripler, shuts down our opponent's lands. He's kind of nasty. These are the OG Phyrexians. Lesh Norn, we know her, we love her. Buff our guys, basically wipe your opponent's small guys. Shout out Cheese King in the Discord, one of the OGs. Alexios Demos of the Cosmos from the Assassin's Creed deck was put in. Shout out Hida. We're here in the middle of the deck of the week. Hida Kenshiro, aka Meat Juice in the Discord, is one of the greatest people in the world. He's doing great things for people in his community. Just want to quick shout him out. A little grateful minute. But again, shout out Cheese King as well in the Discord. He told me about this card. He hates this card because it's very reoccurring and funny. It's a 4-drop, 4/4 trample human. It attacks each combat if able, can't be sacked, and can't attack its owner. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player gains control of Alexios, untaps it, put a +1 counter on it, and it gains haste. So if we go from egg into this, it's going to get silly. Atali, again, is another. If we go egg into this, it's going to get silly. Lotus Cobra is kind of our mana fixer. Terror of the Peaks, if we egg into this. Rurik Thar, if we egg into this, it's silly. Tuk Tuk Rebel Fort. I was talking about this in the Discord earlier today. Creatures you control have haste. This is just good for getting Atli's effect out right away. And then last but not least, Augusta, Dean of Order is really why we play this. We don't really play the Plarg, who's just a loot card. We play for Augusta, who gives our creatures pseudo-vigilance. And then Scourge of the Throne, Eoris, just again, big stuff, extra combat, giving our creatures menace. It's kind of hard to remove. So there's that. What's interesting about this deck is we're kind of low-key Voltron-y in that we rely on equipment. We have a nice mana package in like Soul Ring, Thron Dynamo, the Talismans, Signets. We got Cloud Key, which I think is not needed for this deck, but still pretty okay. The Shronic Resonator is just going to copy Atli's ability a second time, which is just funny. Lightning Greaves, you don't want to have on Atli because then it's a problem. Thornbite Staff is really what we want to get in here for. Thornbite Staff is, we get Atli out, we Thornbite Staff, we're automatically we're decking ourselves, getting our whole creatures out that are worth it. Everything else will stay as not a creature, and we're gonna probably have a big time problem to be dealt with, you know? So Thornbite Staff is just really the GOAT and is really a good engine and a must remove card, and that will play into what my sorceries are gonna be in just a minute. Masterwood Nexus again turns everything into an egg. This is kind of a low-key cut for me. This is a 1-drop bulk thing I found at like just a comic book shop. Bury target permanent you own, which just means sack target permanent you own. You know what we're sacking with this thing? We're hitting the eggs. Swiftfoot Boots against like Lightning Greaves. Once that gets on the commander, it's kind of a hard issue to deal with. Spawning Pit and Ashnod's Altar. Ashnod's Altar. Sorry, I really misspoke. Ashnod's Altar plus Thornbite Staff plus my commander is the unlimited combo where we're getting our whole deck out and just going dummy nuts. Spawning Pit is just, again, another quick sack outlet and just gives us a little bit of token reach on blocking, chump blocking, or even turning things into eggs with the 2/2 creature effect change. Now, we got our typical ramp, Farseek, Cultivate, Nature's Lure. A lot of ramp we have to get into as much as possible, but...
I'm back, sorry.
What's up, Yoda? What I wanted to get into was we have some artifact search, so we can get into searching for maybe Lightning Greaves or really ideally Thornbite Staff, so we can get into our unlimited combo with Open the Armory. Wrath of God, Structural Assault, and Devastating Mastery are just destroy everything kind of type things. And Structural Assault is going to hit our opponents and destroy artifacts. Deal damage to each creature equal to the number of artifacts that were put into the graveyard from the battlefield this turn. So if someone docksides, whatever, fine. But then we're going to Structural Assault and kind of get revenge. Shreds of Sanity. I know all that stuff's banned, but I'm just still saying. Kitchen Table. Shreds of Sanity is, again, another low-key cut card. Return up to 1 target instant card and up to 1 target sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand, then discard a card, and then exile this. I believe this is one of those cards where you have to do both of its effects, otherwise it won't go off. It's not an and or. So it's up to 1 target sorcery and up to 1 target instant. So this is good for just getting things that get destroyed that we want to get back. Like, let's say moving into our enchantments, and we'll get into instants. Our Shadow in the Warp, which is a creature reducer and just damage dealer, gets fucked with. We could Shreds the Sanity to get that back. Roiling Vortex, shout out Dan. I put this in just because he had it, and I even believe Sunny might have. Shout out Sunny. But I know Dan for sure has played Roiling Vortex. This is just an annoying card that pings.
No, I haven't.
You haven't, Dan?
No.
Someone plays this. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, it deals 1 damage to them. Maybe it's even Hida. Is it you, Hida? Let me know, guys. It's just really annoying, and then you could pay red. Your opponents can't gain life this turn. Cindervines is, again, it's kind of another hate bear card where whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, it deals 1 damage to that player. And then you could pay 1, sack it, destroy target artifact or enchantment, deal 2 damage to that permanent's controller. Bard class, we're really just trying to get to level 2 to make our commander green and red cost less on its color cost, keep things cheap. Forging Tyrite Sword and Fire class are, again, what we're looking at in this deck for trying to search for... Tyrite Sword is just good, and I think any red-white for ramp, because it gets 2 treasure... It gives you a treasure token on 2 of its activations, which is silly. And then you could search for Havlar, God of Battle, or Equip. Fighter class is going to search for Equip and make your Equip abilities 2 less. So it's just hitting our Thornbite Staff Search. Goblin Bombardment is just, again, a sack thing for trying to kill our eggs, get that value. Asceticism is just giving me protection from being targeted by having my creatures have basically hexproof. Computer's just computering. I'll make sure you guys got me. You guys hear me in the Discord? Okay. Sorry, I think my Twitch stream is like lagging out.
Oh shit, the fight's about to start.
Cool, we're back. So what I wanted to talk about was Asceticism. This just gives me hexproof, and I can regenerate my creatures. If you try to destroy my commander, I'll regenerate it. Or maybe we could even, if we have an egg get destroyed from being destroyed, we could regenerate it, which would be kind of hilarious. Caretaker's Talent. Whenever, this is a new card from Boomborough. It's from the Talent Class Enchantment series. Okay, he is checking up. My feed did get a little choppy. In the editing, we'll fix this in the editing magic, but I just wanted to stay with you guys in case you lost me or whatever. So Caretaker's Talent has 3 abilities, 3 levels, I should say. Whenever 1 or more tokens you control enter, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn, so this is just good on like Atlee's ability for creating an egg, getting a draw. Then we could pay a white. When this becomes level 2, create a token that's a copy of target token you control. Again, getting a little egg value off of that, or even our Landfall Dragon. And then its 3rd level, pay 4. Creature tokens get +2. So we can just have our eggs be a little beefy on defense. I don't really care for that one. I care more so for the first ability, if anything. Now, our instants, I feel like could be a bit worked on more, but they are good, in my opinion, on just getting what we need done. We have the Assassin's Creed Path to Exile. Just standard, we have white, you need Path to Exile and Swords to Plowshare, but we only have Path in here. Akroma's Will is good game-ending stuff once we get to like having all of our like Eldrazi, all of our Praetors out, or like Eoris with Menace and like Scourge of the Throne on double combat. Shenanigans will ensue. We got Akroma's Will to kind of give our creatures lifelink indestructible, protection from all colors if they're gonna get fucked up, or give them flying, vigilance, double strike if we want to really just strike in. And if we have our commander, we can do both. Flame Sweep, again, is just kind of like our destroy cards where we just want to have our board get wiped if we have eggs. Sundering Growth is just populating our tokens, but then hitting our artifacts and enchantments. Eladamri's Call. This is kind of an old school card. I don't really know why I have it in here anymore, but search your library for a creature card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuff. Shuff is short for shuffling. It's, I think, really just to find any big creature I want that I can't get to with an egg. Crimson Wisp is just giving a good card draw. It's a cantrip, and then it's giving my commander haste or anything big haste so we can start doing things. Chaos Warp's just good for answering opponents, anything on the board that's annoying, or even hitting ourselves. And again, another weird niche card, Wild Ricochet, 4-drop instant. You may choose new targets for target instant or sorcery spell, then copy that spell and choose new targets for the copy. I think it's kind of funny, and I think if we get canceled, if we get fucking countered, then if we get canceled, then we could just Wild Ricochet and sorry, we're still here. But no, if you get countered, I think this would just be kind of funny in a situation where the board's getting active. I want to try this out and try to respond with it. So that's really the whole meat and potatoes of the deck. What we're trying to do, again, get eggs, get into things that are big, give them kind of vigilance, pseudo vigilance, give them menace, support them in a way that's just gonna really bog down our opponent's board. We have some land enabler lands like Handware Battlements, Rogue's Passage, making things unblocked that can't be blocked. Yavimaya Cradle Growth is just good for me, making everything green if we can't get it. And then that's really it. We got a Llama Man land, and just really all your lands. So that's really the deck of the week, what I wanted to provide today. Pretty impromptu, but hey, I think we need a video for the Atlee Plani deck, egg deck tech. Especially since this is one of my better performing commander decks. It's kind of more streamlined and it can hit at like a 7-8 level if I really so choose. Don't really need to worry about the mulligan punishment so much. So that is deck of the week. Appreciate y'all for hanging there, and yeah.